Welcome.
Rising, the week is in bloom. Herald's my compass.
Hello, Nicole, Deborah, and Lisa. Welcome, welcome. This is your first time here, put it over in chat.
Manifestation can't make the shift up, the wheels in motion. Oracle whispers, a sea of devotion.
You're ready to get your flame on this lovely last Monday of the month. Trying to get everybody hyped up, including my right. Looking forward to July. I know I am. There are a ton of amazing astrological events and energies coming for us in July. I am so looking forward to it. All right. I think we got everything going. Let me shut that off. Welcome. I want to look at the room one more time. Full moon tonight. I knew it was coming up soon. I've lost track of it already. Full moon tonight. That might explain the mood I woke up in this morning. What sign, Nicole, what sign is that moon in? I want to say Cancer. Is it Cancer? I don't know. Let me know over in the chat and then I'll talk about it a little bit. All right, so welcome to Magical Monday Manifestations. I'm your host, Valorie Lewis, psychic medium, tarot and oracle card reader, goddess extraordinaire, also known as Spicy Mocha. And today we will be reading tarot cards and also doing some oracle cards, allowing spirit to get its message through. And I'm going to set a special intention this week since it's the end of the month, the last Saturday. I'm already picking up on some energies. I don't know if it's my energies or the crowd's energies. I'll be able to discern that here in just a minute. But things feel a bit chaotic isn't the word. Frantic, but not quite. Somewhere between chaotic and frantic is where the energies feel. Maybe it's excitement, excited for the next month, excited for the holiday weekend. Maybe it's some excitement. That feels good. I'm getting a nod from spirit on that one. Also, but it's something else in there. It's something else in the mix. It's kind of like a mix of emotions, kind of like anxiety and excitement kind of all swirled in. And we're not quite sure which way we're leaning as we go into the new month. Am I going to be anxious and worried or excited and hopeful? And we kind of keep going back and forth. And so maybe that's what I'm feeling. All right, strawberry moon, Capricorn. I got the C right. I thought it was Cancer. Capricorn full moon tonight. I know about Capricorn full moon because my moon is a Capricorn moon. All right. It's one of those moons. Sometimes in a full moon, sometimes or always. I'm forgetting my moon wisdom. It says sometimes or always. Anyway, in this particular full moon, it starts out in Sag and then moves to Capricorn throughout the day. So this day is a day of the moon transit. The moon stays in a sign for approximately 2.5 days before it crosses over into the next sign. And it looks like that is happening today on the full moon, according to Lisa. So that is very interesting. I'm just watching the chat here. Y'all, I learn from the chat just as much as I inform. All right, so the deck that we are pulling from is Brit's Third Eye. Brit's Third Eye, don't pay attention to my case. It's looking kind of scraggly. I need to make a new case for it. I have all of the things. I keep saying I'm going to make new cases for my cards, but haven't got around to it yet. All right, so I'm shuffling the deck. I invite you to settle in. Put your hopes, wishes, dreams, desires, questions out to the universe. Let me pick up on that energy here in just a minute. Let me remind you that if you are unable to find the Zoom link or find your way into the live Zoom call, you can always watch over on YouTube, my YouTube channel. All of the information on how to stay connected with me is on my website, valorielewis.com. These cards just want to be shuffled, shuffled, and shuffled some more. What is going on with the energy of this group today? Very interesting vibes. Are we going to settle in, deck? Are we going to settle in with these energies and give a read? Reconfiguring. Because we're headed into Mercury retrograde starts today, doesn't it? That's what it is. I'm like, why can't I pull a card? Why is there all of this shuffling? When I asked the deck why we're shuffling so much, it's because this group, this crowd, the collective is reshuffling their lives, reconfiguring their lives, reassessing their lives. Then I was like, yeah, but why is that? We do that all the time, every day. Why is that energy so big? Mercury retrograde. I call Mercury retrograde just the energy of re, reassessing, remembering, reconfiguring, rest, all of those things, all of those actions that start with the RE is what I attribute to the Mercury retrograde. Reflection, there's another one. Reassessment, did I already say that one? Okay, I have pulled 3 tarot cards for today. First time joining, Alyssa, welcome, welcome. Where it's changing things for 13 months, like wild amounts of luck. Oh, do tell, please. Can you speak to that, Haley? Nope, you just read something somewhere. Okay, I love it, but you're looking it up. I already know. Please do tell, because that sounds amazing. I want to remind you one more time about a special that I am running. This is a flash sale, if you will. If you have been drawn to book a reading with me, this is a psychic reading special, $75 for 45 minutes. Limited spots available. I'm running a special because I ran into a bit of a hiccup because one of my higher playing website clients canceled on me and I need to make up the shortfall. So if you've been wanting to book a reading, now would be a great time because you can help me and help yourself with getting a psychic reading. Only $75 for 45 minutes. I sound like a fucking infomercial. The link is over in chat, so let's move on with the cards for the day. 3 of Pentacles is our first card. Oh, and we've got the fuzzy blur on my screen. One moment, stand by. One of these days I will hit the right key. There's that. There's this and this. And now you can see it. 3 of Pentacles. Look at that. Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. 3 of Pentacles is literally teamwork. In traditional tarot, it shows 3 people coming together to complete a project. The thing about the 3 of Pentacles is understanding. Stay in your lane is another message of the 3 of Pentacles. Stay in your lane and stop trying to do it all. What unique gifts and skills do you bring to the table? Do that. Do that and let other people bring their unique skills and gifts to the table. And make sure that whatever partnership, collective, community that you are in, that it feels balanced. Like these young ladies, balance is important. Otherwise, she falls on her ass and maybe breaks the tailbone. So balance is important. Teamwork is important. Making sure you know what your role is. This person down here is not trying to throw her arms up in the air because she knows her role is support. She's got her arms up in the air because she knows what her role is. Same for over here. All of these people know their role and they perform their role exceedingly well. This is speaking of heading into the Mercury retrograde and reflection along the lines of that. It's time for you to pause and look at the groups, the friendship groups, the family groups, the work groups, any collective that you are a part of, and ask yourself, am I evenly yoked? Excuse me. Evenly yoked, going back to my Bible speak, my Bible verses. Am I evenly yoked? Am I doing what I feel called to do, what I feel passionate about, what I feel skilled in? Am I in my lane? Am I in my nexus of genius? Am I in my ikigai? I think that's the word. Am I doing what I am really, really good at doing and what fires me up? And leaving the rest to other people who get fired up by the things that I don't get fired up by? Or am I trying to do it all? And if you're trying to do it all, call in your helpers. Three of Pentacles. This is talking about real world, tangible helpers, people that we interact with here on this earthly plane, because it is Pentacles, and Pentacles is earth energy. So yes, I know you have your spirit team, but you also need human counterparts, partners, even catalysts to move you forward. You did not incarnate into a single organism planet. You incarnated into this planet with other humans, with other animals, with other life forms. And so there's a reason for that. You weren't meant to do it alone. So find your partners, find your help, find your support. If you're the one on top, find still. Make sure that you are putting yourself where you intended to be. If you're one of the support people in the community, in the center that you're in, make sure that you are in alignment with what you are supporting. Maybe you were when you started, and maybe you aren't right now. Make sure that you are in alignment with what you are supporting. And please understand that you are all of those things. In certain circles, you're support. In certain circles, you're the person on top. So reassess all of those connections and make sure that all of them still feel in alignment. I cannot wait to see what Haley comes up with that comment, because the next card is the fucking Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like that is very apropos to whatever might be going on. Yes, there we go. Okay. On June 29th, Jupiter moves into Leo for the first time in 12 years. That's this card all the way. It's a planet of expansion, abundance, and opportunity, entering the sign of the heart, creativity, and self-expression. Oh, I love this so much. Wherever Leo is in your chart, it's about to get bigger. Everybody go run, look see where Leo is in your chart. 12 months of luck. I'm definitely going to see where Leo is in my chart. But I love that it said heart-centered creativity and self-expansion is what's going to really blow up for us, because I have been feeling the pull like crazy to be more creative. So I love that. Wheel of Fortune. Let's get back to this. According to the Tarot, let's see if Tarot lines up with astrology for the day. Three of Pentacles, find your helpers, find your support, and then right into Wheel of Fortune, which tells me that as soon as you get solid on this is right there. This is right there anyway. It's just like, how smooth is it going to be for you? Is it going to be easy for you to reach out and grab the fruit from the tree because you have the right support holding you up, helping you get the fruit, helping you harvest it? Or are you going to skip this step? Because I know some of you are. Because listen, I'm a hard head, and I know I attract hard heads into my circle. So I know some of y'all are hard heads. And I know some of y'all are going to be like, I've been doing it myself for this long. I can keep going. Okay. But this Wheel of Fortune is coming one way or the other. So are you going to let it be smooth and easy, and this wheel rolls into your life carrying all the things that you've asked for, and you have the proper receptacles and receiving capacity to take advantage of what the wheel is bringing to you because of this? Or are you going to try to do it all yourself? And now you've got only what your hands can hold, only one bucket, only one basket full, because that's all you can do by yourself. And that wheel is going to roll in, bringing you a whole bunch of stuff, and only some of it is what you're going to be able to hold on to, because you haven't built the partnerships, the structures, the receptacles to hold all of it, because you're doing it all yourself. You got one basket, one backpack, one piece of luggage, whatever. You've got just what you can manage on your own. And this Wheel of Fortune is going to roll into your life and say, oh, looks like you don't have room for all that I'm bringing you. I'll be back. But this time I'm going to have to go over there because she's got 10 buckets and 9 assistants. I'm gonna go that way and drop off my goods over there. I'll be back to you the next time. But I'm gonna still leave stuff with you, but only what you can hold because you don't have anybody to help you carry all of this abundance that I'm trying to roll into your life. So I'll leave you abundance. You will get this wheel of fortune in your life. But how much of it will you get? How much will you be able to take advantage of? How many opportunities? If you're not speaking to your communities, talking to your partners, asking your friends, how much can you carry by yourself? Or are you going to open up, take the advice of the first card, tell your friends, hey, look, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but grab your basket. Because I heard fortune is going to roll over us pretty soon. And I want all of us to have our baskets in the air when it comes. Wheel of Fortune. Where are you on the wheel? It is a turning wheel. You might be experiencing cycles in your life. That is shown here on the card, a barren tree and a fruitful tree. But the wheel is turning. We are all turning. This is year of the fire horse too. I haven't mentioned that a lot. I talked about it incessantly back in January and February. We have so many things pointing to this year being a fortuitous year. This year being a year of abundance. This year being a year of manifestations. Why do you think I have the magician's way? It's so that all of this manifesting energy has somewhere to land. If you're not good at manifesting, if you're not good at opening up to abundance, if you're not good at receiving, the magician's way is a great place for you to be because it's going to show you how can I open up? How can I build these structures? How can I let my magic reach its fullest potential when this year of the fire horse happens, when this transit of Venus or Jupiter happens, when this Wheel of Fortune card keeps coming up time and time again. Wheel of Fortune is the card of the year. I didn't mention that. Card number 10, it is also the card of the year. I don't know how many, this is spirit. I don't know how many different fucking signs I have to send you humans to let you know this is your year. You keep asking and asking collectively, asking for change, asking for more abundance, asking for equality, asking for the end to struggle and all of this chaos. And Spirit is like, I'm answering the boatloads and I'm giving you all signs. I'm giving you astrological signs. I'm giving you signs in Tarot card of the year. I'm giving you Chinese astrology signs, fire horse. I'm giving you your own knowing signs. How many of you, aside from coming to groups like this, when you're sitting alone with your spirit guides, have your own knowing that something is going to change for you this year, not 5 years down, this year? I just feel like, I don't know, something new is coming into my life. How many of you raise your hands, put it over in chat, send me some emojis? Y'all know without even coming and listening to me, you can feel it. If you are spiritually attuned at all, you can feel it because the energy is that palpable. So, not just these cards, but yes, also these cards, because I'm really good at cards. Wheel of Fortune. Are you ready for what is rolling your way? And because I'm pulling these cards and because we've got all of these signs and knowings going on, I'm willing to say this week, this is not a before the end of the year forecast. These cards are relevant to this week, and we pulled a major arcana Wheel of Fortune card this week. We've got a lot of things going on this week. We've got a lot of things going on in the world, even if you're not watching astrology in the world. How can you position yourself to take full advantage when this Wheel of Fortune rolls your way? How can I position myself to take full advantage when this Wheel of Fortune rolls my way this week? Maybe a question you want to journal about. Maybe a question you want to take into meditation. Maybe a question you want to just sit and think about. One more time, how can I take full advantage of this Wheel of Fortune energy that is rolling my way this week? Some of you will experience a shift, something unexpected that feels very, very fortuitous this week. Some of you will experience the beginning of that, an opportunity, something Spirit is urging you to follow up on, something that's been sitting on your shelf for the last 6 months, and finally you feel like, nope, now is the time that I need to tell the world about this or share this piece of artwork that I've been painting for 6 months. or. Whatever it is, it's either the beginning of this wheel or you're full on ready to take advantage of it. I love this next card a lot. And now I know why I went to this deck. This is Brit's Third Eye Tarot. This page of cups from this deck is different from all of the other page of cups that I have pulled from other decks, and it gives me, that's a paintbrush and a paint palette, and she is painting that cup, and she's painting it all magical with stars and whatnot. I've never seen a page of cups that illustrated as an artist, except in this deck. And we just read a quote about the energy supporting that. Let me go back and read that one more time. Abundance and opportunity entering the sign of the heart, creativity and self-expression. Cups is emotions. Cups is almost always, if we're talking about anything related to emotions, heart-centered work, we're going to pull a cup. And here we have the page of cups right after Haley put that over in chat. And I had already pulled the card, just hadn't turned it over yet. I love synchronicities from spirit. And the fact that it's this particular deck where the page is represented as an artist. Most page of cups are not represented that way. They're on horseback. So we have a lot of signs saying, now is the time to release your creativity unto the world. Unto the world. Someone write that down. That's going to be the Bible according to Valorie. I don't know why the fuck I said unto, but now is the time to do something creative and put it out into the world. Page, beginning stages. The youthful, optimistic. Oh, when I said beginning stages, Spirit said, nope, don't read that card this way this time. Read it based on the energy of the individual on the card. The energy of this individual, a page is youthful, optimistic, full of energy, not jaded by this world yet, excited about their future, looking forward to what they can create and what they can bring into this world, not jaded by this world yet, they have that quality almost of invincibility. They know that they can do anything they set their mind to. That's why she's painting a floating cup in the sky. Nobody told her she couldn't. Nobody told her that looks weird. Why is your cup so big? Why is it blue? She doesn't care because she's youthful. She's optimistic. She doesn't have all of the opinions of others weighing down on her. That's the energy we need to take this week. This page of cups is talking about cups again. Let me go back to emotional center. Often our emotions are tied to our ability to receive. Many of you have been attending my Rewired to Receive series, and you know how closely tied our emotions, our nervous system, and our brain are all working together, and they set the prerequisite as far as how much we can receive. We can ask and ask and ask, but if we don't have a cup to hold it in, what are we doing? Bring a bigger cup. Oh, this is a message I got like 2 years ago from Spirit directly to me. Bring a bigger cup. I'm trying to give you things, and you keep coming to me with the thimble. You tell me that you're thirsty and you want a drink of water, and you keep coming to me with the thimble. I can only give you a thimble's worth of water. Do you know how long it's going to take for you to quench your thirst? Some of you know because you've been trying to quench your thirst in many ways and doing it thimbleful by thimbleful. And you all know how difficult that path is. It might be if you're living paycheck to paycheck. That's thimbleful by thimbleful. It might be if you have relationships that only last short term and then you're on to the next one and you can never seem to figure out the relationship thing. Thimbleful by thimbleful. What is it in your life that you would love to stop doing sip by sip, thimbleful by thimbleful? Bring a bigger cup is an additional message from Spirit. How can you open yourself up to receive more? I can answer that question for you in a catch-all phrase. Your individual situation may vary. In a catch-all phrase, how can you get rid of the things that are blocking your receptivity? What is the most common thing that blocks human receptivity? Put it over in chat. What is the most common thing that blocks us from being able to receive the blessings of the universe when they are surrounding us? Dysregulated nervous system, fear, our emotions, fear, self-doubt, which is a cousin of fear, self-limiting beliefs, which is a result of fear, getting in your own way. We often get in our own way because of fear, ding, 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 ding. If we were on Family Feud, that would be the number one answer. Fear is the number one thing that gets in our way of receiving. Ask yourself what you're afraid of. And if nothing comes to the surface, which it probably will because it's a full moon and things always come to the surface, especially related to our emotions. But let's just say it doesn't come to the surface. Go back in and ask for fears, cousins, granddaddies, situationships to come forward. Because fear disguises itself as self-doubt. Fear disguises itself as analysis paralysis. Fear disguises itself as overthinking. Fear disguises itself as, I'm just trying to make sure I have a plan before I move forward. I'm just trying to make sure I have everything I need before I move forward. Anything that is keeping you from moving forward, whether it is logical or not, is worth your re-examination to make sure fear is not hiding within that reason. All right. Fear gets in our way of receiving. Yes. Ha! We should be on Family Feud, the psychic family, and then I don't know who would be on the other side, but we'll get a group together. The psychic family friends. That would be amazing. Let me go back up here just a minute because there was another comment. Oh, here we go. Spirit came through to one of our participants and said, girl, you are asking for more, but you aren't taking care of your shit. Don't like what's in your house and are overwhelmed by the clutter. ADHD absolutely puts me in that situation more times than I care to be in that situation with the clutter and the collecting of things. I think in another lifetime I was Tinkerbell. I have a whole bunch of magical things, and there's just so many things that I never have a chance to tinker with. Here's what I have to say if you are dealing with that, and not just to the person that made the comment, but anyone, because I know that a lot of people that I speak to are neurodivergent, and a lot of people deal with that idea of, I have so much, and also I keep asking for more. What do I do? What do I do? Can you think of your ability to receive more in a spiritual sense in this particular instance? Are you working on expanding your nervous system, your heart center, your mindset to allow yourself to understand? If all of those things are good, and then you look at your physical surroundings and your physical surroundings are like, well, I don't have room for this, then I would suggest you go to spirit. Because here's what I'm thinking. I'm asking spirit right now what the answer is. Here's what I'm thinking. We came forth with these brains that are beautiful, that also have a tendency to encourage us to collect a lot of things. So if spirit already knew that we were going to be a collector of whatnots and things and baubles and crystals and tarot decks, if spirit knew that we were going to be a collector of so much stuff, then isn't it almost counterintuitive for spirit to ask us to keep it all organized if they gave us a brain that it does not linearly organize? I think so. So what I do is I stop trying to organize my room, my stuff, my things in a linear fashion like society says. A box for everything, a shelf for every whatnot. And I ask Spirit, help me organize my space in a way that makes sense to myself. It's going to look nonlinear. It might look a little helter-skelter for those people who are neurotypical, or for those people who are ascribed to society's way of organizing. But if it looks and feels right to me, I can create space in my own space that does not look like an episode of, what are those people that usually come in and like organize your house? That doesn't look like that. How can I find something that matches me? Spirit, you gave me this brain and you gave me this creativity, and I like shiny things, Spirit. And you keep telling me about these new crystals. I just heard about a new crystal shop the other day. Spirit keeps telling me about these new crystal shops, and they know I like shiny things. Now, do you think I'm going to go to that crystal shop and not buy a crystal? Come on now, Spirit. So you have to help me help myself. Help me see that just because I have 50 of the same crystal, they're not the same. So just because someone else would come in and look at my space and say, why do you have so many amethyst crystals? You don't need this many amethyst crystals. Doesn't mean that that's the way it is from my perspective. So how can I allow myself to be okay with how I collect, allow myself to be okay with the God granted, spirit granted gift of creativity that makes me want to collect sparkly things, and allow myself to move through this world in a way that feels comfortable for me, even if it doesn't fit society? How can I do that? I think that's going to fare far better for anyone working with organization, working with making space in their life. I think that's going to work better than I need to make a trip to Containers and More and get everything organized so that it can look picture perfect. I think our picture perfect version of this world is changing rapidly. All right. Okay. I love this. I love you all thinking through this. Yes. Decide what feels right and what doesn't feel right, but make sure it feels right for you. I'm just looking at the chat right now. Okay. Let's move on to some oracle cards. And the oracle deck that I'm going to is Beastie's Oracle. Been pulling from this recently. All right, Spirit, what do we need to know? I'm going to ask Spirit specifically. I feel like specific questions are the vibe for today. Spirit, what specifically can you tell us, this group, this collective beings, anyone watching this video down the line, what can you tell us about abundance in the material form? I know we got an abundance of connections and an abundance of love and an abundance of good feeling thoughts if we choose to, but what can you tell us about abundance in its physical manifested form, as we humans would otherwise refer to it as fortune, prosperity? What's the other word we use? Lucky, lucky month. All right, we got a card. We got a card. It popped out on its own. Reindeer. Card number 21, reindeer. I don't know what this card is, but I do a little bit of numerology when I pull the oracle cards. 2 and 1 makes 3, and we already know what 3 is because our first card was the 3 of Pentacles. 3 in numerology is the idea of community, groups coming together. All right, let's see, reindeer. Reindeer invites you to stop making sense. I feel like this is just reinforcing what I just said about organization, nonlinear thinkers. Reindeer invites you to stop making sense. Unlearn all that you know and soar into your mystical awakening. You are finding out what you really are on this planet. You are finding out what you are really on this planet for. And it is and it is paramount that you let go of your dead weight the limitations that others place upon you, and all that you think you know, and instead blast off into the dark, cold winds of limitless expansiveness. It will be scary and uncomfortable, but it's only societal context that deems these terms bad. The darker it gets, the more lights you'll see. We know this. We've got fireflies. It's firefly season here in Kansas City, and you can't see the fireflies until it gets dark, and I love fireflies. The darker it gets, the more lights you'll see. You are boundless. You are the conscious creator. Whether stomping through the snow or blazing across the sky, your path will illuminate if only you show up as your authentic, untamable self. Flying high is choosing to give your absolute best, not because you should, but because you cannot help yourself. When you stop trying so hard to figure it out, everything figures itself out. In the summit of soul alignment, you are connected to such synchronicity that giving your gifts and receiving your gifts is the same thing. Giving your gifts and receiving your gifts is the same thing. Ooh, there is no difference. As you spread joy and blessings within yourself, you simultaneously grace each individual soul on this planet with the same. Cheer on the inside. Cheer on the inside reflects cheer on the outside. Within this flow state, you live your calling without trying, and instead you thrive joyfully and effortlessly. There is still work involved, but you love it so much that there's no compromise or struggle. Only challenges continuously shaping you into stronger versions of yourself. Struggle and challenge being differentiated, y'all know the word. Like that, I love that because struggle is completely different than a challenge. Recently, me and a friend, Haley with the blue hair, challenged each other to post 3 times or more per week on social media. And if you've been watching my social media account, I've been up with it. A challenge helped me grow. A challenge pushed me to do something. It was fun. It was exciting. It was creative. That's totally different than struggling to post on social media. So challenges are good, continuously shaping you into stronger versions of yourself. There is no grinding, only caressing. You are at such peace and ease that even the dirty cold chimney and Grinches bring you belly laughs. So apparently these are Santa's reindeers that we're talking about. The cookies are sweet. The elves celebrate butt naked and streak across the glaciers in your honor. Embrace the eternal love within you and carry the light of happiness and wonder into the lives of others. You are what you choose to be right now, not what you've chosen before. See the unseen. Reindeer can see ultraviolet light, allowing them to navigate the Arctic snowy brightness. Whether afoot in the expanse darkness of winter or afloat among the stars, they see the unseen. I did not know that about reindeer. So these facts that I read are actual animal facts from this deck. That's why I like it. So reindeer can see ultraviolet light. Love that. Look beyond the visible spectrum of normal experiences and perceive and embrace hidden wonders. The more you notice them, the less they hide. And until eventually everything you see and experience is wonderful. Expect miracles is the next subheading. Many illusions within this world have taught you that you are realistic if you doubt magic, miracles, and source. But the truth is, you are realistic only if you expect magic, miracles, and source. And that makes sense. And what you expect, you shall have in abundance. Interesting. I pulled a card. I asked Spirit, how do we know tell us about our abundance, but tell us about our physical abundance. I didn't know where we were going with this reindeer, but using the exact word that we asked about in the text of this card. Synchronicities. Did you know? Many legends suggest that during the winter solstice, Siberian shamans would collect the gorgeous red-capped Amanda muscara mushrooms, dry them, and then distribute them as gifts during a ceremony. This ritualistic distribution of mushrooms has influenced modern interpretations of Santa Claus delivering gifts and spreading joy with a red suit and cap. Reindeer are native to these regions and consume these mushrooms. In legend, both the reindeer and the shaman can lead to vivid, flying-like experiences or visions, contributing to the mythology of flying reindeer. Differing perspectives can mean differing truths for differing people. Never trust those who believe in only one way. Here's the affirmation, and this is the last part of this card, I believe. Yes, the affirmation for this card. I embrace the path of unlearning all that I know. I see the unseen. By embracing the wonder within me, I carry the light of happiness and wonder into the lives of others. Y'all, look at this card. Okay, so we talked about abundance. We talked about all of these things. I said, give me a card. We pulled the card. Previous to that, I talked about bringing a bigger cup, a bigger vessel, having something that allows you to hold more. I consider this, maybe this is a stretch. Maybe this is a stretch, but I think this is synchronistic. This is a new deck and a new book. I'm trying to show this to you. This is the card. This is the page that I just finished reading, the affirmation down here. I went to turn to make sure nothing was on the previous page, new deck. Can y'all see that my pages are stuck together there at the bottom? Doesn't that look like a receptacle? Like I could just scoop something up with that. Right after I just talked about having a bigger cup, a bigger way of holding on to something. And then I get these two pages stuck together. I know it might be a bit of a stretch, but that feels like a container of sort. In my physical reality, I just manifested a container of sorts. In the most unlikely of places, in the pages of a book. What did we just read about this? Look for magic. It is natural to find magic, synchronicities, weird shit when you start looking for it and accepting it as a breadcrumb on your path, as a divine guidance. I could have just split those pages apart and said, "Oh, manufacturer error with the printing," and not thought twice about it. But I was looking for magic. I was waiting for spirit to show up in a crazy way. And my mind says, that's a scoop. That's going to let me scoop and hold more abundance. What things are you looking at in your life that are ordinary, that you continue to call ordinary, that it's probably magic if you look from a different perspective? Didn't that card also tell us about looking at things from a different perspective? Like the mushrooms. They said some people believe that because the shamans and the reindeers eat the mushrooms, that the story of flying reindeer came from that. But it depends on your perspective, because there's a lot of other legends about why Santa's reindeer fly. Are they wrong? No! They're fucking in Antarctica in the snow and they're looking for magic. Let them have their magic. If reindeers fly for them when they eat mushrooms, and reindeers fly for them when they eat mushrooms. Let them have their magic. Where's your magic? Where's your perspective? What can you shift in how you look at things in your own life so that you can see your magic? It's there. It's there. You've probably been mislabeling it, walking past it, not claiming it. But it's there. I know we're a little bit past time. This is supposed to wrap up at the 45-minute mark. It's a new way of these readings, but I'm going to pull one more card. Affirmations for a badass. We're going to send you off into the week to manifest your best lives with a badass affirmation. Let me do this because I want to see the group and see who's hung with me till the end here. Welcome, welcome. Donna's here. Kathleen's here. Hello, hello. Cooper. Elizabeth. Elizabeth is a badass tarot reader, y'all. Elizabeth has her own meetup group and her own meetup events. Badass tarot reader. Here's what we need to know. When life knocks you down, get back up and say, you hit like a bitch. Don't stop. Don't stop. If you are down and out, if you are feeling a little disgruntled, a little depressed, a little sad, a little like someone let the air out of your balloon, this is your message to get back up and look for the magic this week. It's there. It's there. Are you looking for it? Are you accepting it? Do you have a big enough cup to receive it? All right, those are the messages for this week. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will see you back next Monday. Please take advantage of booking with me if you feel so called to do so. You can also donate to help keep the digital doors open and all of that information. I just put the link to book with me, but all of that information you can find on ValerieLewis.com. Thank you all. Go out there and manifest your week. Magical things, lots of fortune. Can't wait to hear about the abundance that comes into